his body, when he fell, when he actually got stabbed, because she was trying to paint a picture where it's like I ran up to him, stabbed him, and once he got stabbed, that's where he fell. He dropped right then and there, which would make it seem like I'm the aggressor, which wasn't the case. So she misquoted the pathologist by saying, because the question was brought to the pathologist, is it possible for someone to get stabbed or shot and still be able to move, which is what happened. So when he approached me, welcome to another episode of Don't Quote Me on the 27th Letter Podcast. My name is Lanre Onibinde Bay. You already know. Listen, this April 23rd, that's coming up, is 2024. April 23rd, 2024 is coming up on the 14th year anniversary of me getting out. After, you guys already know the story. Got sentenced to life, won my appeal after 7-8 years, and I've been out since, But one thing I never really delved into is the mitigating factors that allowed me to win my appeal, which is why I felt like it's right for me to talk about it now. So in 2002, August 27th, I got arrested for second-degree murder and went before the courts. By 2004, I got convicted. Ironically, I think it was around April. April 2024, I got convicted, sentenced to life, 12 to life in prison. And my position in regards to what happened was self-defense. Basically, I've told the story. You can see the video. I get into details. What happened? Check out this video at the end of the video where it talks about it. It's called The Story Before the Story. But to summarize, I got into altercation and somebody passed away as a result of it. But what happened was that that allowed me to win my case was it came down to who was the aggressor. Who was the aggressor? It's very rare that you have people, somebody gets killed in an incident where they're both strangers to each other. Often when people get killed, it's usually they're familiar, there's somebody they know, But in this particular case, this gentleman, the victim for my case, I think his name is Mundan. He basically came with a group of people to retaliate for something I did earlier. And again, I got into that in my video. Go watch it. So what I did earlier had nothing to do with him. He just came back with a group of people for retaliation. And at trial, this was brought up, but for whatever reason, my lawyer at the time did not emphasize this point, which was the incident happened at the basketball court. As you can see, I went back to the scene and took this drone shot so you guys could see exactly what I'm talking about. So this is the basketball court right there, and these guys came from a housing complex just across the bridge called Crescent Town. So like at least 15 of them came to retaliate for something I did earlier. And according to Muhammad, I don't remember his first name, but one of the guys that was in that group, his name is Muhammad, and he basically was the person that was being honest about what happened, what the intent was. So in court, his testimony, because we called him as ironically we called him as a witness for on my behalf, because he was being honest. and the Crown didn't want to call him because he wasn't saying what the Crown wanted him to say. Wasn't going with the narrative, which they were all lying. Whoever took the stand on the Crown side embellished. So Muhammad was honest. He said, listen, we came back to hurt this guy, and we did it. We planned it out that we're going to surround the basketball court. You see the basketball court. It's pretty, it's nice. It's not a regular sized basketball court, but it's a big basketball court. And then we were going to surround the basketball court, which they did, and pretty much close in on me and do whatever they needed to do to me in retaliation. So these are mitigating factors to how I won my appeal. Another thing that happened was that the Crown basically misquoted the pathologist. The pathologist is a person that does that did the autopsy and so on and so forth of Munden. So there's a little hill leading up to, as you can see, there's a little hill leading up to the basketball court by the parking garage there. So because I was closer to the basketball court, which is where the incident happened of me getting attacked, okay, Munden, who was drinking a beer at the time, like literally he had a bottle of beer in his hand, another one in his pocket, came up to me, which indicates an aggressive behavior. Came up to me, didn't say nothing, was drinking, then pushed me. Okay, again, I told you I got into it. I get into details of what happened, but I'm just summarizing it for you as far as the legalities of it. Okay, came up to me, pushed me, threw the beer bottle that he was drinking at me, and I was able to kind of turn, and it hit my side, and it exploded on impact. That's how hard he threw it. The beer bottle exploded on impact. Then he pulled out the other one he had and charged towards me, and that's when I ducked, pulled out my knife, the weapon that I had, which so happened, I don't really walk with weapons, it just so happened that I had it this time. I know it's hard for people to believe that, but I don't walk with weapons, yo. It ain't like that for me, you know what I mean? So I ducked and then stabbed him once. And it just so happened the place I stabbed him was right in his heart, And with him drinking and the adrenaline, he bled. He bled a lot, and he died as a result of it. So the Crown's theory, okay, because this is exactly what happened. The Crown's theory was, no. He did not approach you. You approached him. Because his body, when he fell, when he actually got stabbed, because she was trying to paint a picture where it's like, I ran up to him, stabbed him, and once he got stabbed, that's where he fell, he dropped right then and there, which would make it seem like I'm the aggressor, which wasn't the case. So she misquoted the pathologist by saying, because the question was brought to the pathologist, is it possible for someone to get stabbed or shot and still be able to move, which is what happened. So when he approached me, according to what I said, which was the truth, when he approached me and I stabbed him, he actually ran off. Okay, he ran. And when he ran a little, as you can see, down that hill, that's where he fell. So, but because he fell there, the Crown trying to say, no, you went up to him and stabbed him right there in that spot that he fell, and he fell there. That's when he fell. You stabbed him and he fell. So at the trial, the pathologist, I believe, made it clear that yes, you could get stabbed, shot, and still move. We heard stories. I've heard stories, people driving themselves to the hospital after they got shot. Like you could still, depending on what it is. People got shot in the head and survived. So again, my lawyer, I have poor representation, never really emphasized this. So in the closing submission, she looked at the jury, the Crown, Rita Zaid. In her closing submission to the juror, she misquoted the pathologist and said, no. The pathologist said, if somebody gets stabbed or shot, whatever, they won't be able to move. They'll just drop right there. And according to the story, then the narrative she's trying to paint, now that makes me the aggressor, which was not the truth. But again, my lawyer, again, I have poor representation, man. Oh my God, Michael, I forgive you. It's okay. But none of this was, he didn't even say anything to say, hey, no, that's not true, you know. So I got convicted based off of me being the aggressor, you know what I mean? And now when it came to my appeal, which took 5 years, my appeal lawyer, Tim Breen, who's now a judge, by the way, Tim Breen went back and got a statement from pathologist, Dr. Toby Rees, I believe that's her name, Dr. Toby Rees, got the statement from the pathologist saying, actually, yes, this is what I said, that you can still move. You can still move if you get stabbed or shot. So when you get that, when you have that evidence from when we got that evidence from the pathologist, coupled with Mohammed's statement of, hey, listen, we came there to hurt this guy, it corroborates everything I said in regards to self-defense. And when I think about it, after I won my appeal, yes, I could have taken it to trial again after I won my appeal, but I already did close to 8 years. You know what I mean? I have this daughter who was only a year and a half that's out there that I need to go be a father to. I have my mother who ironically and unfortunately became homeless because of my absence, because she suffers from mental health issues. There was nobody there to look after her, and our home, she was kicked out, she got evicted, and so on and so forth, and ended up living in a shelter for a few years. You know, she's a lot better now. She has, you know, everything's fine with her. She has her own place. You know, I see her take her grocery shopping, so she's doing well in that regards. You know what I mean? So there's all these factors to me just accepting the plea deal. And again, I already did the time, you know what I mean? Under threat, duress, and coercion, yes, I pled to manslaughter. But really and truly, I could have easily taken this to trial again and probably would have won. But again, it's like, bro, I just want to move on with my life at this point, you know? So I was just grateful to get out, you know? So, but that's how I won my appeal, because it was proven that I was not the aggressor when it came to the action of who attacked who first and where it took place, because it all took place and on the scene of this beer bottles that corroborates broken beer bottles on the scene that was on trial, like they showed it on trial, like, you know, there's a stain of beer that was stained on the ground and broken bottles. So there's all this corroborating evidence that says, yes, I was being attacked. That's why this person got stabbed once. So, and that's basically how I won my appeal and got out from this life sentence. So when you find yourself in a situation, just remember, it all comes down to who's the aggressor. You know what I mean? Who's the aggressor? This is why it's important to always keep a cool head when you're in a situation. Don't try to escalate the situation, you know, because then even if you're in the right, if you do anything to make the situation worse, then, you know what I mean? Like an eye for an eye makes us both blind, you know, then it doesn't give credence to whatever narrative you're trying to say in regards to what happened. If you're out there being too aggressive and so on and so forth. But basically that's how I won my appeal and I got out. And this April 23rd makes it exactly 14 years since I've been out, you know. And I just want to thank everybody that supported me post-prison. I appreciate you all. Salute to my Empress. She's a big factor in where I'm at today, and in just my whole journey of healing from this traumatic experience that I went through. And that's it. So again, salute to the people that have supported me, and thank you to Dr. Toby Reese for correcting this Crown's crazy theory, this Rita Zaid woman crazy theory. Anyways, thank you for joining me on another episode of Don't Quote Me on the 27th Letter Podcast. Check out this next video. It's about loving yourself. Okay? The importance of loving yourself. Okay? Peace.